Hello there. Welcome back to Learning Maltese with Jordan DeBono. Happy to have you here. I trust that you've already seen my first lesson, Introduction and the Maltese Alphabet. In that lesson, I spoke a little bit about Malta, about the Maltese language, and I introduced the alphabet as well as the pronunciation. In today's lesson 2, we'll be covering the verb to be, the indefinite article a and n, as well as gender and number being singular and plural. Before all of that though, some housekeeping. First of all, in every lesson I will be including the word list that we should know before getting into the lesson. If I were to talk about everything in the videos, they would be too long. So before you start this class, do look at the description where there is a word list for you to learn, which includes many important vocabulary, which I will assume that you will already know in this lesson. Secondly, I'd like to remind you as always that I do teach on italki. I'm about the only consistent Maltese teacher on italki, definitely the one with the highest number of statistics. Let's look at my profile quickly over here. You can click Maltese section because I also teach English on this platform, but Maltese too. You can see all of my statistics here, as well as my availability and my reviews. I have some wonderful students that have written very nice reviews for me. And you can also check out the prices if you click one of the lessons. I offer the trial class, it's a one-time only class, as well as a general course in Maltese, and also conversation practice if you are somebody that can already speak a little bit of Maltese. Anyway, without further ado, let's start lesson 2. So, the verb to be and the indefinite article. They don't exist in Maltese. They do exist in English, of course. The verb to be is this one over here. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you are, and they are. But the verb to be in Maltese doesn't exist. There is no one-to-one corresponding verb. Similarly, the indefinite article, a and n, for example, a book, a car, an apple. The a and the n, they don't exist in Maltese as well. The nothingness implies the presence of the verb to be, and the nothingness also implies the presence of the indefinite article. I'll be covering gender and number a little bit later on in the lesson. But let's forget the verb to be, let's forget the indefinite article. I want us to focus on this one over here. So, let me correctly label this. These are the personal pronouns. This column here. Jien or jiena, I, int or inti, you, huwa or huwa, he or hija, she, aħna, intom, and huma. Notice that there is no neutral pronoun, it. These are the only pronouns that we have. Secondly, what is the difference between jien and jiena, int and inti, huwa and huwa, hija and hija? It's not gender, contrary to popular belief, but it is just a case of formality. The ones on the right, the longer ones, are ever so more formal than the ones on the left. So me as a man, I can still use jiena if I so wish. Furthermore, I like to use this example a lot. If I'm writing an email to the minister, I want some favor from the minister, I will refer to myself as a jiena, not as a jien in the email. And if I, for some reason, have to refer to him, I would use the inti and not the it. Okay? So, those are the personal pronouns. Now, why do I keep them on the same screen over here? Well, we're going to find out later on. But in the meantime, let me prove to you that the verb to be and the indefinite article do not exist in Maltese. And we have some sentences over here. So, let me just put these to the side for the moment. Let's look at the first one. Jien raġel, I am a man. In Maltese, literally, we say I man. But if you're an English speaker, you know that I man is not good English. We say I am a man. Int mara, you are a woman. Dan ktieb, this is a book. I'm going to look at this one. Dawk kodba, those are books. And then this one. Int student, are you a student? So look, in English, the word order changes to accommodate the question. In Maltese, this word order doesn't exist. So pretty easy, right? We don't have indefinite article, we don't have the verb to be, we don't have a question word order. I think Maltese is going to be a very easy language for us. And then we have din dar. Is this a house? As you can see, the ones in bracket, I'm always emphasizing that these are the extra words. They don't exist in Maltese. But, if we like, we can emphasize the presence of the verb to be by using the personal pronouns. We can mimic the lack of the verb to be, or rather, we can mimic the verb to be with the personal pronouns. Specifically, and most practically, these three in bold. The huwa, the hija, and the huma. And I had some examples over here. Let's look at this one. Dan ktib. This is a book. If I want, I can also say Dan u ktib. This is a book. Why would we do this? For emphasis on this is a book, right? But also just for clarity. It's not always for emphasis, it's just for clarity as well. It sounds more complete if you were to say Dan u ktib. Not that it's necessary, but it does sound more complete, especially in longer sentences. Dawk kodba can become dawk huma kodba. This is plural, so we're going to use the plural personal pronoun, huma. For this one over here, then write it down. Din dar can become din I dar. Well, it's a question. So is this a house? Dini dar or din dar? Yeah? Is this a book? There is no mimic for the indefinite article. That is always going to be nothing. Now, why did I avoid this sentence and this sentence and this sentence? Can we use the mimic over here, the mimic personal pronoun for the verb to be? No, we can't, because already we have a personal pronoun. So jien raġel, I can't say jien u raġel. No. We're speaking in the first person. It remains jien raġel. Int mara, same thing. In student, same thing. This is why I only highlighted these three. When we have cases of the third person masculine, feminine, and third person plural, then we can use, if we really want to, the personal pronoun to mimic the verb to be. All right. I trust that was understandable. Let's continue and talk a little bit about gender and number. So, gender. In Maltese, we only have two genders, the male and the female. There is no third neutral gender. We also have a plural. So obviously singular and then a plural. The plural does not have a gender. In other words, in Maltese, nouns have three states only. Male, female, and plural. Not four states. They do not have a male plural and a female plural. It is male, female, and plural only. We have some examples over here. Gbir, gbira, gbar. In English, this all translates to big. But in Maltese, one is for the masculine, one is for the feminine, and one is for the plural. Zair, zaira, and zar. Small. Jdid, jdida, jodda. New. Adim, adima, odma. Old. But for objects and not people. For people, we have another word. I can write it down over here. Sheikh, sheikha, and shuh. This means old, but for people. Good. However, we also have loan words in Maltese. Now, I'm opening a huge can of worms over here. Let's just understand. If you saw the first lesson that I uploaded, you'll understand that in Maltese we have words coming from Semitic origin, so from Arabic and from Hebrew, and we also have words that are coming from European languages, specifically Italian, English, and a little bit of French. In fact, these three adjectives over here, I probably did not need to translate them for you. You know them already. Interessanti is interesting, difficile, difficult, content, contenta, contenti is content. Now, when we deal with anything that comes from Italian and from English, the grammar rules, they change. Interessanti has no feminine and no plural. Interessanti counts for everything, just like in English. The same for difficili. The same for, if I had to say, I don't know, capaci. Capaci is capable, right? There is no capacia or I don't know, something for the plural. Capaci is capaci. Difficili is difficili. However, there's an exception to the exception. Content, it's a one-off. Content, to be content, to be happy, does have a feminine and it does have a plural. So this one has acclimated to Semitic grammar. The others did not. But forget the peculiarity of the loanwords. Generally speaking, everything has a male, a female, and a plural. So, that's about it. This would be lesson 2. Please check the description for a vocabulary list for you to study. And one more time, I'd like to promote my italki profile. I'll be very happy to meet anybody that comes from my YouTube channels. It means that the work I'm doing here is being recognized, and I'll be able to correct your homeworks, give you homework, speak to you, answer your questions on an individual basis. So, thank you very much, and grazzi u saħħa.